How's it going, guys? I know it's been a while, but I've been slowly chipping away at the Elf City requirements, and I didn't want to release a video with no significant progress, so here we go. I did reach level 85 ranged, so I can now use Death Swiftness, which is really going to come in handy for not only Slayer tasks, which I'll need to start doing again soon, but also when I start camping Armadyl with ranged. I tried Armadyl boss with my Chaotic Staff, but without Vampirism Aura and Soul Split, I didn't really stand much of a chance there, so I do want some Armadyl equipment in the future, so it's basically just a waiting game now to see if I'll get 92 Prayer or the Vampirism Aura first. But speaking of ranged, I did complete Song from the Depths, meaning that I will now take less damage from QBD, but more importantly I now have the Coral Crossbow, which for those of you who don't know is required to make the Royal Crossbow. It'll take a while yet to get, but it's definitely a goal on the horizon, but for now I will need to pick myself up some Chaotic Crossbows perhaps? That way, upon completion of the Ritual of the Majrat, I'll have access to a weapon that can actually fire Dragonbane bolts. I'd rather have some Chaotic Rapiers, to be honest, but after I receive my Royal Crossbow, I could always just destroy the Chaotic Crossbows for some tokens back, and then use those to try to get those Rapiers. But I did also reach level 81 Slayer, which some of you might have already seen from my last drop log video, but what this means is I can now camp Ascension creatures and start stocking up on some Keystones. I won't be able to use any of them for a long time, however, considering I need 95 Slayer in order to fight the Ascension bosses, so a long ways down the road, but I now have one of the requirements for that out of the way now and can AFK some Rarari for some keys. Anyways, here you can see just how many Adamant bars I managed to pick myself up while obtaining the full set of Armadyl War Priest. It'll net me quite a good amount of smithing experience. I haven't even used a quarter of my bars up yet. It is pretty slow. So I can't wait until I can start camping QBD and get myself some adamant ore and cold drops for some Artisan's Workshop AFKing, because Laud knows that's some pretty good XP right there, and AFK, so. Anyways, I was talking about prayer earlier and knocking out some plagues and requirements, so as you can see by this clip, I did reach level 95 prayer, my second last requirement for Plague's End. My only requirement left being 75 mining, which took a lot of granite grinding, but we'll get to that in just a minute. I did also reach level 67 farming, which means I can now grow Cadentine herbs, which, you know, isn't too bad. I don't have very many Cadentine seeds, unfortunately, but I'm leveling up my farming, which is never a bad thing, especially once I'm able to plant these Fellstock herbs, because Laud knows I have like 200 of those seeds in my bank. But back to Prifddinas requirements. Here you can see the wild Silveraka in his natural habitat of the past week, the granite quarry near the Bandit Lodestone. This place was hell, and probably just as hot too, but it wasn't too bad at the same time. I did have a lot of YouTube subscriptions to catch up on, so I mildly paid attention to mining while watching the tube. The YouTube, that is, not the television for you old-fashioned folk out there. High five if you caught the reference. But yes, level 75 mining, which is, hey, it's very alright with me considering it is the last level I need for Plague's End, and I only need one more for Ritual of the Majrat, which will be extremely easy to obtain. It might take me maybe just another hour for that, but I'll also be using the Balancing Stones within Prifddinas for some easy daily agility experience, because I have finally completed Plague's End. Not a very memorable quest for me, as the 2 times I have done it I used a video guide both times, but it was still fun to rush through and get to the end, because at the end of that road lies a great, invaluable, and I mean irreplaceable resource, Prifddinas. Home of Saren and the Elves, if my lore does serve me correctly, masters of the AFK, and easiest piss to train here pretty much. It does have a lot of requirements to enter, but by god if it isn't worth it. Most of the better activities do require quite high levels, such as 89 mining and smithing to mine and smelt the Saren stones and corrupt ore respectively, as just one example, but you can AFK the harps within the Ithil clan camp as soon as you have access to the city, which is very nice indeed, and something I will be doing a lot of for the most part. I'm currently here right now, actually. My plan is to get at least enough harmonic dust to upgrade my dragon hatchet and dragon pickaxe into their crystal counterparts, and I'll probably end up AFKing here for a lot longer as well, just because it is incredibly easy to AFK, and I'll eventually want to create an Amulet of Fury, so I'll need 9 more levels for that. A Fury does require level 90 crafting to make, but once I reach 87 I can just use a crafting potion in order to boost myself to 90 to make that sexy, sexy Fury. So yeah, I didn't get as much done as I wanted to this episode, but that's going to change within the next installment of this series because, unlike with this episode, I have goals set in mind for the next one, so stay tuned for that. I won't tell you everything that I do want to do because I do want it to be a surprise, but the biggest goal that I do have in mind, that actually shouldn't take me more than a few days, is to complete Ritual the Majorat, one of my very first goals ever set for this account, and I only need 75k more mining experience and 145k more agility experience, so I could actually knock out those requirements in a day if I did want to. Mining granite would only take me maybe an hour and a half, and with some bonus experience from Agaroth, I could use the Saren Posts and Jack of Trades to cut down a significant path towards 77 agility, and for the last bit of experience I could just use the Wilderness or Werewolf agility course, and that shouldn't take me too long. Like I said, should only take me a day if I do decide to do those requirements at once. But anyways, I thought I'd set a experience counter for you guys to keep track of how much experience I would be getting in between episodes. Previously, what I had been doing was keeping the middle experience tracker as sort of a daily tracker so I could monitor how much experience I did gain daily, the top tracker being how much I've gained since my account creation obviously, and the bottom one being for whatever skill I'm training at the current moment. So I've reset my middle counter as more of an episode experience counter rather than just a daily one. Just a small thing that I think might improve content quality, even if only a very small significance. I'll be doing the same thing with the Throne of Miscellany as well, actually. So I collected all of my resource from there yesterday, and I will not collect more for my kingdom management until the next video does go live. So just another thing there, I guess. But anyways, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, please leave the video a big dick like. No, I definitely did not steal that catchphrase from a more popular YouTuber. But yes, sorry for the incredibly late progress update. The next one won't be nearly as delayed, and I actually have a more recent 10-hour loot video from Bando's boss coming. Probably tomorrow, I want to say. I already have all the clips recorded for it, so I can put it out whenever. I have done a 10-hour loot video for all of the God Wars Dungeon bosses in the past. But it's 2015 and the God Wars Dungeon armor isn't as expensive as it once used to be, so I hosted a 10-hour live stream on Twitch where I just camped General Guardor for 10 instances, and I'm going to release the info on just how much, or little, I made. You'll be surprised at how much, or little, I actually did make, so stay tuned for that. I'm sure it will be quite interesting for some of you. I did get lucky, but also unlucky in some regards. But yes, without letting this intro drag on for another few years, I bid you adieu. I hope to see you guys with the next installment of Ironman videos, but I'll see you all then. So until the next time, take care everyone.